You know, friend, getting older is a funny thing. One day you're a young rascal who can eat anything. Pizza at midnight, donuts for breakfast, even a whole tub of ice cream while watching late-night TV. Your body just shrugged it off like, yeah, we got this. But then, one day, you wake up and realize you're 65. And suddenly, your stomach has opinions. Your digestion slows down like an old computer that takes 20 minutes just to boot up. Foods you once loved, now they fight you back. It's like your own body turned into a strict parent. I'm 80 now, the big 80, and I like to say I'm not old, I'm just vintage, like a fine wine, except with more creaks in the joints and a lot less hair. But with these years comes wisdom. And sometimes it's the kind you learn the hard way, usually at 2 in the morning, wide awake, clutching your stomach and muttering, "Why, oh why did I eat that?" So today, let me save you from those sleepless nights. Let's talk about 7 foods people over 65 should never, ever eat before bed. But I'm not going to rattle them off like some boring doctor reading a checklist. Nah. You're sitting here with me, your old pal Paul, and I'm going to tell you the real stories, the funny mistakes, and the painful truths I had to live through. And listen carefully, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you sleep forever. Now, let me hook you with this. Have you ever woken up at 3 a.m., heart pounding, chest burning like a tiny volcano is erupting inside you? Or maybe you were lying there staring at the ceiling, wide-eyed, wondering why you couldn't sleep even though you were tired. Or maybe you felt restless, your legs twitching, your stomach doing a cha-cha. Yeah, my friend, that might have something to do with what you ate before bedtime. You see, some foods are sneaky. They look innocent, but after 65, they turn on you like an old friend who suddenly starts gossiping about you behind your back. Let's start with the first big troublemaker. Number 1, caffeine, and not just the obvious kind. Now, I know what you're thinking. Paul, I'm not a fool. I don't drink coffee before bed. Oh, trust me, I know you're smarter than that. But caffeine hides in more places than you think. Let me tell you about the time I thought I was being healthy. One evening, I decided to skip dessert and have a nice warm cup of green tea instead. Green tea sounds gentle, right? Oh, my friend, it was anything but. That tiny, innocent-looking cup had just enough caffeine to keep me lying in bed staring at the ceiling like I'd seen a ghost. At 2 a.m., I was wide awake, replaying all my life's regrets and even remembering things I hadn't thought about in 50 years. And don't be fooled by decaf coffee. Decaf doesn't mean no caffeine, it just means less caffeine, which for us seniors is still plenty to keep the brain buzzing long after the lights are out. Oh, and chocolate, don't even get me started. My sweet Mary, bless her soul, used to make me a nice hot cocoa before bed. I thought it was the sweetest gesture. But you know what else it was? A secret ticket to Insomnia City. Cocoa has caffeine. Chocolate has caffeine. Even a few bites of dark chocolate can keep your heart rate just a bit too lively when you're supposed to be dozing off. So here's the deal. After 3 in the afternoon, avoid caffeine like you avoid that nosy neighbor who talks your ear off for an hour about her cat. Your sleep will thank you. Now, number 2, spicy foods. Spicy food, my old flame, literally. Picture this. It was a cold winter evening. I was craving something hearty, so I whipped up a big bowl of chili. Not just any chili, no. I loaded it with jalapenos, cayenne pepper, a dash of hot sauce, because I still thought I was the same young man who could handle heat like a champ. I enjoyed every bite, felt like a winner, until midnight. That's when the fun began. I woke up feeling like my chest was hosting a bonfire. My throat was burning. My stomach was protesting. Heartburn so bad I sat straight up in bed thinking, oh Lord, is this it? Is this the big one? Nope, Just acid reflux, reminding me that gravity is not my friend when I lie down after spicy food. So here's the thing. After 65, your digestion slows down. Lying flat lets acid creep back up the esophagus. And spicy food, it just makes that acid even angrier. So instead of drifting into peaceful sleep, you're sitting there half upright, sipping water, feeling sorry for yourself. So do yourself a favor. Save the spice feast for lunchtime, not dinner time, unless you enjoy sleeping propped up on 3 pillows like a confused mummy. Now, number 3, heavy, greasy foods. Oh boy, let me confess something. Fried chicken, burgers, pizza, I love them all. And I used to think, oh, just one little piece before bed won't hurt. But friend, at our age, greasy foods take their sweet time to digest. It's like dropping a heavy brick into a slow-moving river. Your stomach works overtime. Your body stays busy when it should be relaxing, and you end up tossing and turning all night. I'll never forget this one evening. I came home late from visiting a friend, and there on the counter were leftover fries and fried chicken. It was calling my name. I thought, just one piece, maybe 2. Okay, fine, 3. And then I crawled into bed. Big mistake. I woke up feeling like I'd swallowed an anchor. My body couldn't rest because it was too busy trying to break down all that grease. Instead of sweet dreams, I had strange, vivid nightmares about being chased by a giant drumstick. I kid you not. So greasy foods, save them for lunch. At night, your stomach just wants peace. Now, number 4, high sugar snacks. Cookies, cakes, sweet treats that whisper, just a little won't hurt. Oh, it hurts. Sugar spikes your blood sugar, gives you a quick burst of energy, then crashes you down. That spike can make you restless, jittery, even sweaty. Then the crash leaves you waking up in the middle of the night, hungry and cranky. I remember Mary baking fresh cookies one evening. Oh, the smell. Warm, soft cookies straight from the oven. I couldn't resist. I ate 5 of them. 5! I felt like a king for about 30 minutes. Then my heart started racing. My brain wouldn't slow down. At 2 a.m., I woke up again, stomach growling like a bear. By morning, I felt more tired than before I went to bed. So, my friend, keep the sweets for the daytime. At night, they're a trap. Now, I've given you 4 foods so far: caffeine, spicy foods, greasy meals, and sugary snacks. But we're not done yet. There are 3 more culprits lurking in the shadows. Foods you might never suspect. Foods I bet you're guilty of eating without realizing they're troublemakers. Want to know the rest? Stick with me, because the next one shocked me the most. And before we go on, let me just say this. If you're finding this helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and hit that subscribe button. It helps more folks like you sleep better and live healthier, and it makes an old man like me smile, knowing someone out there is really listening. All right, are you ready for the next part? Because we're about to uncover even sneakier bedtime villains. So, we've already talked about the big 4 troublemakers: caffeine, spicy foods, greasy meals, and sugary snacks. You'd think that's enough to ruin a good night's sleep, right? Oh no, my friend, there are 3 more sneaky bedtime villains. Let's keep going. Number 5, alcohol. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Paul, a little drink helps me relax. It makes me sleepy. And you're right, it does make you sleepy. At first. I used to enjoy a nice glass of wine with Mary in the evenings, sometimes even a small whiskey. And let me tell you, after the first 30 minutes, I felt warm and cozy. My eyelids got heavy. I'd drift off thinking, what a perfect way to end the day. But here's the kicker. Alcohol messes with your deep sleep. Sure, it knocks you out fast, but a few hours later, you wake up, tossing, turning, thirsty, restless. Your body is busy metabolizing that drink, pulling you out of the deep, restorative sleep you really need. And don't even get me started on the bathroom trips. You think you'll sleep through the night? Ha! Nope. That glass of wine will have you waking up at 2 a.m., stumbling in the dark like a confused zombie just to pee. So if you enjoy a drink, have it earlier in the day, or better yet, skip it altogether before bed. Trust me, your bladder and your sleep will both thank you. Now, number 6, big portions of high-protein foods. You might say, but Paul, protein is good for me. And yes, it is, just not a giant steak an hour before bedtime. Here's why. Protein is harder to digest than carbs or vegetables. It keeps your stomach working overtime when it should be winding down. I learned this lesson the hard way one night after I decided to have a late-night turkey sandwich. Turkey! Supposedly the sleepy food, right? Wrong. I made the sandwich huge, stuffed with slices of meat. I went to bed feeling full and proud. Then at midnight, my stomach was still churning. My body was like, "Really, Paul? You expect me to do all this work now?" I ended up tossing and turning, feeling like there was a bowling ball sitting in my belly. So if you're craving protein, keep it light and earlier in the evening. A small portion is fine, but save the big steak dinners for lunch, not bedtime. And finally, number 7, carbonated drinks. Now this one surprised me, because I thought, what's the harm in a little sparkling water or a small soda? It's just bubbles, right? Oh, those bubbles are evil. Carbonated drinks create gas and bloating, especially when you're lying down. That pressure can push stomach acid back up your throat, causing, you guessed it, heartburn. Even soda without caffeine can keep you awake because of the discomfort. I remember one summer evening, it was hot, and I thought, I'll just have a nice cold soda before bed. It felt refreshing going down, but about an hour later, I felt like a balloon someone forgot to tie. Bloated, gassy, uncomfortable. Definitely not the relaxing night I had planned. So even those harmless-looking fizzy drinks, save them for daytime. At night, they're not your friend. Now there you have it, my friend. 7 foods and drinks you should avoid before bedtime, especially after 65. Let's recap real quick. Caffeine, even the sneaky kind hiding in tea and chocolate. Spicy foods that set off midnight fireworks in your chest. Greasy, heavy meals that sit in your stomach like a rock. Sugary snacks that spike and crash your blood sugar. Alcohol, which pretends to help you sleep but actually keeps you restless. Big portions of protein that your body struggles to digest. And those bubbly carbonated drinks that leave you bloated and uncomfortable. Avoid those in the evening, and you'll give yourself the gift of better sleep. But let me tell you something important. It's not just about avoiding bad foods. It's about choosing the right ones too. A light snack like a banana, a small handful of nuts, or a little warm milk can actually help you sleep better. Simple, easy, gentle on the stomach. And don't forget, it's not about being perfect. Life's too short to live like a monk. But knowing how your body changes with age, that's the secret to living smarter. You know, I used to think growing old meant giving things up. But really, it's about learning what truly serves you. It's about listening to your body, respecting it, and treating it like the precious machine it is. Now let me leave you with this little thought. Sleep is like a bank account. If you keep making bad withdrawals, late-night snacks, too much caffeine, you'll end up bankrupt. But if you make good deposits, like healthy habits and wise choices, your nights will reward you with peace. So tonight, when you stand in front of the fridge thinking, oh, just one little snack won't hurt, remember old Paul's voice in your head saying, friend, trust me, it's not worth it. And if you enjoyed this little chat, do me a favor. Hit that like button, leave a comment sharing your worst late-night snack story, and subscribe to this channel for more friendly advice from an old-timer who's made all the mistakes so you don't have to. Now get yourself a glass of water, turn off those screens, and give yourself the rest you deserve. Sleep well, my friend, and I'll see you in the next story.